Let's start by cutting this baby in half. So this is a pretty big cauliflower. I'm cutting into half, and then I'm going to cut those bottom green parts off. I think that's where it's connected in the ground, right? Doesn't cauliflower grow out of the ground? I'm pretty sure. So I'm just cutting it out using my fingers to pull it. And then from here, we are going to take our hands and break the cauliflower into big chunks where it naturally wants to break. I'm not forcing it. I'm not doing anything. I'm putting a little pressure. If it comes off, great. If it doesn't, I'm going to try another spot. This is really the best way I have found to get off big chunks. Then I'm cutting off any stems that are in the way. All right, so now I'm left with all these multi-sized cauliflower hunks. So I'm just going to break again with my hands into smaller pieces. Medium-sized pieces are best. If it's too small, it's gonna burn in the oven. If it's too big, you won't be able to bite it. So medium-sized is best. And I will cut off any stems that are in the way. So something like this when we are all done. All right, now we're gonna wash our cauliflower, give it a little bath. Make sure you wash your vegetables, please. So I'm going to use chickpea flour as an egg replacer. This is just chickpea flour and water. And then these are my breadcrumbs. I used a combination of panko breadcrumbs and like a finer breadcrumb because I felt like it would coat it better, and it did. It coated it really nicely. So all we're going to do is take one little floret with one hand, put it in the chickpea egg wash, and then we are going to transfer it into the other bowl. I like to give it a little shake, and then I use my other hand to help coat the rest of it. So you're gonna have a dry hand and a wet hand. I like for my dominant hand to be my dry hand because I feel like it does a little more work. And yeah, just drop it in there, get any excess liquid off, because if that gets into the breadcrumbs, it makes those kind of clumps and it's annoying. And then just coat it in the breadcrumbs as best as you can. And also tap off any excess breadcrumbs so that way they don't burn in the oven. I'm placing it on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, and that's all you gotta do. So these are them all coated and breadcrumbed up and ready to be baked. We're gonna put these in the oven at 425 for about 20 to 25 minutes. While that's in the oven, let's make our sauce. I'm adding some rice vinegar into water, soy sauce, sesame oil, maple syrup, a combination of ginger powder and red pepper flakes, and we're gonna whisk that up. This is a lot of sauce because there is a lot of cauliflower. And then we're gonna add a cornstarch slurry in there. Doesn't that look so pretty? And we're gonna whisk that up again. Make sure everything is nice and smooth. Cornstarch slurry is just cornstarch and water. So then we're gonna pour it into a pot, and it is gonna go from looking like this kind of light brown, milky looking color to this more dark, a little bit clearer sauce. And you're gonna do this on a low heat. Just keep stirring it and moving it around and let it come to a bubble. And this is gonna get nice and thick. I sprinkled some sesame seeds in there, maybe like a tablespoon. You can do this, you don't have to do this, whatever you wanna do. And again, just mixing that all up and just letting it bubble, letting it thicken up. So I like to test it by, like, if I put a spoon in there and some of it still stays on the spoon, I feel like that's thick enough. We have a lot of cauliflower to coat. So these are my cauliflower all done, golden and crispy. Let these cool like 15 minutes before you coat them in the sauce. I'm going to dump some green onions into a big bowl, a little bit of our sauce, not all of it. Then we're gonna add in all the cauliflower. All of the crispy cauliflower is going in there. I like to add sauce to the bottom and at the top when we mix so everything gets sauce evenly. Then I'm gonna add a little more sauce. I still have plenty of sauce left in my pot, by the way. So I'm going to gently toss this. You wanna be a little bit careful, and that's why I said to wait for the cauliflower to cool so the breadcrumbs harden up a little bit more on there. You know, you don't wanna rip off all that breading you just put on there so nicely. And then I'm gonna add a little more sauce if I need, you know, just tossing and coating, making sure everything is coated evenly. I always do the sauce in batches. And then I have more sauce to put on, so I put it on. I put them in this little cute box with parchment paper to look like a cute little appetizer at a restaurant. I sprinkled some more green onion on top because I love it, I'm obsessed. And then of course, white and black sesame seeds, because what else would we put on here? And now, here they are. You have delicious, spicy sesame cauliflower wings. So good, so delicious, and worth all the effort. Let's start this off with our cheesy sauce. So I'm going to take 1 can of white beans and I'm putting that into my blender. Make sure to use a high-speed blender for this if you can. Then we're going to add in half a cup of vegan cheddar shreds, a 1/4 cup of chopped carrot, nutritional yeast and salt, and 1 tablespoon of tapioca starch, and 1 1/3 cup of non-dairy milk. We're just going to blend this up on high speed until it is completely smooth. If you can't find the tapioca starch, don't worry. It just helps to thicken the sauce in the oven and make it a little extra gooey. It should look something like this. As you can see, it's pretty thin, but don't worry, it'll thicken when we cook it. So then I'm going to chop up 1 head of cauliflower, and we are going to boil that for about 3 minutes, just until it's slightly softened, and that's all you have to do for the cauliflower. So then I'm using a 8 by 8 inch pan. I'm going to spread some of the sauce on the bottom, get it in all the corners. This will help the cauliflower not to stick to the pan. And then we're going to add our cauliflower right in there. I'm just going to spread it out a little bit with my hand so it's kind of laying a little bit flatter. And then I'm going to pour the rest of my sauce on top. You're going to see the cauliflower is going to be swimming in this sauce, but that is exactly what we want because, like I said, it will be thickening up. Then I'm going to add 1/8 of a cup of the vegan cheddar shreds on top and 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs just to give it like a nice crusty layer on top. It's so good. And then we're going to pop that in the oven for 30 minutes. And we're going to broil it also as well so it gets golden and brown on top. It's going to look something like this when it's all done. I added some thyme just because I really love thyme this time of year. And that's it. We're all done. Looks so good. It is so cozy, so creamy, so comforting. I love that you're sneaking in lots of goodness in here and you don't even know it. And yeah, now we can just enjoy it and serve it up, and that's all you got to do for this. So for this recipe, we're going to take about 1/3 of a head of cauliflower, and I just chopped it up into really small florets. Make sure it's small so that way it fits in your wrap well. Then we're going to add a little bit of non-dairy milk and some breadcrumbs. We're just going to put a really light breading on this. Give them a little shake with the non-dairy milk to coat, and then going to add half of your breadcrumbs. Give it a nice little toss again to coat everything well, and then you can add the rest of it and give it another shake. I wanted to keep this very easy and not have to deal with like individually breading each floret. Like I said, it's a light breading. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to pop them onto a lined baking sheet, and then I just like to kind of scrape the bottom and like get those wet breadcrumbs up and onto the cauliflower. They'll crust on when they like bake in the oven. So then you're just going to give it a little bit of cooking spray on there, and you're going to pop those in the oven at 425 for 18 minutes. It'll look like this when it's all done, nice and golden. So then you can add 2 tablespoons of buffalo sauce. I like the one from Frank's Red Hot or Sweet Baby Ray's. Those are vegan friendly. And I'm just going to use my spoon, mix it all up. So to make our wraps, we got our buffalo cauliflower. We have some cooked brown rice. I like the Trader Joe's frozen brown rice for this. I have some spinach. I love spinach in wraps because it holds up a little bit better than iceberg lettuce. And we got some vegan cheese. I'm using vegan mozzarella. Use any vegan cheese that you like. And I have my little wraps. These are medium-sized wraps. We're going to make 3 of them. So you're going to take about a teaspoon of the buffalo sauce, spread it on the bottom of the wrap, add a little bit of your vegan cheese, then you're going to add a little bit of your spinach, and then you're going to add your brown rice, followed up by the buffalo cauliflower. This is very simple. I wanted to keep it very easy. You can add in extra things like carrots, corn, tomatoes. You can get as fancy as you want here. And then we have to hold our breaths and say a prayer while we roll up this little wrap, making sure to tuck and roll really tightly. And we're really close, and don't worry guys, I did do it, thank God. I always have to really hold my breath and concentrate when I roll up a wrap. I'm going to put my wrap in the panini press so that way it gets really sealed up nice and tightly and everything's really warm through. That vegan cheese will get nice and melty. You can pop it in a pan. You don't have to do this, I guess, if you don't want to, but I would highly suggest that you do it. So I'm just going to pop those in there, get them some nice grill marks. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. And now we can just cut them in half and check out the inside because that's where all the action's at. And looks so beautiful, looks delicious. I'm gonna add a little bit of vegan ranch on there. I'm using the one from Dea, or you can make a homemade one, whatever you're feeling. Add a little extra buffalo sauce and you're done. That's it, easy. Pair it with some fruit, veggies, chips, whatever you're feeling. It's just a nice, easy lunch. And these will last in the fridge for about 2 days. You know, you can wrap them up and then heat them back up in the panini press.
We're gonna first start off by cutting our cauliflower into little tiny nuggety pieces. So I just kind of tore a floret off and then cut it into little tiny pieces from there, or just ripped it with my hands. I actually tried to remove the stalk from most of the florets, and then you can just keep the stalk separately and use it in this recipe. But the smaller and more nuggety the pieces are, the crispier and better they're gonna come out for this. So then we're gonna put a half a cup of cornstarch into a bowl, and we're gonna add some salt and pepper to that just to give some seasoning and flavor. Just mix that around with a whisk until it's all well incorporated. And then we're gonna add a third of a cup of water in there and just whisk it all around. You may have just scraped the sides down with a rubber spatula, but it should be pretty thin and liquidy because we're going to add the breadcrumbs into here later on. It's going to help to create the coating. So don't worry, it's going to be on the thinner side, but just keep whisking until it's nice and smooth. And then I added about a teaspoon or two of the gochujang paste right in there. Gochujang paste is just Korean chili paste, so if you need to substitute it with something, but it's really easy to find in most stores and online. And then it'll look something like this. Now we're going to pop all that cauliflower right in there. And then I just like to shake the bowl. It's a really quick and easy way to kind of coat everything and what you need. And just make sure the cauliflower is really well coated because this is what's going to make the breadcrumbs stick. And then I even got in there with my hands. Obviously, make sure you use clean hands. And if you're serving, like a lot of people don't do this. I was just the only one eating this. So then we're going to start to slowly add in our breadcrumbs. So this was a half a cup of breadcrumbs and I added it in at about like 1/8 cup increments because I did it in 4 parts. So I just add the breadcrumbs in slowly, give it a toss, add the breadcrumbs in slowly, give it a toss. And you keep doing it this way so that way the breadcrumbs actually end up sticking to the cauliflower properly and they're like evenly dispersed. If you just did it all in one shot, it would kind of become a big clumpy mess. So they should look something like this when they are all done. So then we're just going to pop those on a baking sheet that I lined with parchment paper and just try to not get all like the little crumbs on the bottom if there's a lot of breadcrumbs because then that'll burn, so we don't want that. So then I'm just gonna spread these out with my hands, get everything evenly dispersed. And if they kind of clump together, just pull them apart. You're gonna pop this in the oven at 450 Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. And I'm also spraying them with a little bit of cooking spray oil. This just helps to get them extra crispy. You can not do this if you don't want to. So bake them for 25 minutes and they'll be golden brown, beautiful little cauliflower nuggets. In the meantime, let's prepare our sauce. I'm adding a tablespoon of soy sauce to a half a cup of water, some gochujang paste. I did about 2 teaspoons in the end. Again, do it to your spiciness preference. And then we're going to add in some onion powder, some maple syrup, ketchup, and then we are going to add in a few sesame seeds. And then you're just going to whisk this all together until it's nice and well incorporated. We're going to pour this into a pan on the stove. And then I'm also going to add in a cornstarch slurry, just a tablespoon of cornstarch mixed with a tablespoon of water. Do this separately to prevent any clumping in the cornstarch and just mix this all around. You're going to let it cook over a medium heat for about 5-ish minutes. It's going to thicken up. So don't do this till like the end of the cooking period for the cauliflower because everything is really just better when it's like fresh and hot. So just wait. Don't do it right away. And you'll see it starts to thicken up. Our cauliflower is all done. So we can now toss it in the sauce. And that's really it. It's pretty simple to do. You're just going to toss it around and get everything nice and coated. So then I just added some sesame seeds and we're going to add some green onion right on top. And that's it. All done. So we are going to use cauliflower to make our little vegan shrimp. So I'm going to take my florets and I'm cutting them into thirds if they're bigger. This way we kind of get a little bit of a shrimp-like size and feel to our cauliflower. We're just trying to emulate shrimp the best we can. I kind of feel like the stem kind of is like a little bit of a tail on there. I don't know. So just cut it up into these little pieces like that. Then we're going to make a marinade. So we're going to combine these seasonings in the bowl along with some non-dairy milk. Please make sure your non-dairy milk is unsweetened, unflavored. You can use any non-dairy milk that you like. So add that in there. And then we're going to add in the juice of half of a lemon. This will help to thicken up the marinade, make it kind of like a buttermilk. And it'll also just add some nice acidity to the cauliflower. So then just give that a mix up and make sure everything is nice and well incorporated. Once it's all mixed together, we're gonna plump in our cauliflower and just give this a little nice toss, mix around so everything is coated. You're gonna set this to the side for at least 30 minutes in the fridge or for up to 2 hours overnight. The longer it sits, the more flavor it develops. And then this is it after a little while, and just make sure to continuously stir it while it's sitting there so everything kind of gets coated. Remove all the cauliflower pieces from the bowl with the liquid, but keep the liquid. We're going to use it still, so don't drain it and don't get rid of it, but just put that cauliflower in a completely different bowl. So now we're gonna bread. So we're taking one piece of our cauliflower and we're putting it right back in that marinade. And then I have breadcrumbs, sugar, and coconut flakes. I like to use unsweetened coconut flakes for this in this bowl that we're dipping in right now to make our breading. Make sure you use organic cane sugar or organic granulated sugar, just some sort of organic sugar, because otherwise it may not be vegan friendly. I like to do a double dip, makes a really nice outer coating. So go back in the marinade one more time and then back in the breadcrumbs, and then you're all done. That's all you have to do. Super easy. It's a little bit tedious to bread them all, but just take your time. Make sure to drip off any excess liquid so that way the breadcrumbs don't get super wet. If you're finding they are getting very wet from like the liquid transferring back and forth, you can always add in like another tablespoon of breadcrumbs as well. So just keep going with it. And if you want to do a single coating of breadcrumbs, you definitely can. So now we're just going to pop these in the freezer for at least 30 minutes or overnight or until ready to use. This will help it to solidify and the breading will stay on better. We're going to give these a generous spray of a cooking oil spray. I'm using a coconut oil spray. Use any spray you like. Spray it very, very, very generously because we're not deep frying these. It'll help to give it the deep fry effect. Pop those in the air fryer, and we're going to air fry these at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. I started with 12 minutes just to see, and I felt like I wanted it slightly more golden and crispy, so I just popped on an additional 3 more minutes. Your air fryer might be a little bit different, might run a little bit hotter, so just check them, but I went with 15 minutes to give me that perfect golden crisp texture that I was looking for. So then we can plate them up. So I'm just going to pop them all on to a nice big dish. And I also have some sweet chili sauce on the side for dipping. I love sweet chili sauce. We're going to garnish with some lime wedges, and then we can also add some green onion on top. And that's pretty much it. And now you have this fun little vegan coconut shrimp appetizer. I think it is perfect for summer. It is so delicious. It's really not too hard to make. And like I said, they're great because you can freeze them and then use them when you want. All the directions for like freezing and storage and things like that will be on my blog. So definitely be sure to check out the link in the description box down below for that. And there's also a printable version of the recipe as well.